but yeah.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Women's Health Matters podcast. And on this podcast, I'm Lucy Townsley, and we go through different areas that we can help women's health. So my speciality is helping women with fertility issues, pregnancy, cycle, perimenopause or menopausal, all the anxious, hot flushes, sleep problems, all those issues that go along with any of those things that you're going through. And today I'm really honoured to be joined by Pascal Lutz. She is going to tell us all about what she does and how she helps both men and women, because I think we all go through different crises in our life. So welcome to the podcast, Pascal.
Thank you.
Tell me something about what you do.
Okay, I do a lot of things. I'm an EFT practitioner, which is the tapping on the meridians of the acupuncture to get rid of issues that prevent you to move on and help you to be emotionally detached from those issues. It could be fear, sadness, grief, depression, addiction, anger, lots of destructive emotions, actually. Yeah, and I'm a fully qualified beauty therapist. I'm an author. I published 2 books. I published a book for children. I published happiness diary every year. I published happiness cards, mini daily happiness cards for adults and for kids. I'm a musician. I'm a bass player, even though I'm not doing much at the moment. But anyway, and yeah, I host vision board workshops.
Wow, there's loads that you can bring into a session. So I'm going to start with vision board. So tell me, because I'm always something that I love to do, the vision board. So tell me, what would you do, and how does it help you?
Yeah, they're extremely powerful tool to actually bring you what you want in your life. And I can show you the testimonials that I have. Every person that came to me for a vision board realized their dreams, their goals, their objectives, their projects. Everyone. It's very powerful. It's great fun. I have one actually coming up in my house in Douglas, in Cork, on the 3rd of April, Sunday 3rd of April. And I have a few places left. So you're very welcome. It's from 2 to 6 p.m. It's only €50 for the day. And I provide everything, all the board, the magazines, the scissors, the glue. I do a very powerful meditation at first to help you define what you need to let go, what doesn't serve you in your life, and what you want, and especially not always what you want, but what you need. And then there's an afternoon tea with my own baking, so that's great fun. And then back to the room, a bit of meditation, and finalizing the vision board. It's absolutely brilliant. And actually, I've done a workshop there in Wicklow, collaborating with Seamus Power, who is a member of Your Holistic Academy, which I'm a member as well, and Lucy as well. And Seamus has this very, very amazing workshop, very powerful as well. It's called Step Away for a Day, and it's to help people who are at a crossroad in their professional life to define what is their what and why, and what really, really matters to you, and why it matters to you, and then how to help those people to actually take action to help them, to put them on the right track, on the right decision. And at the end of that workshop comes my vision board workshop. And it's a continuation of the workshop. It's a fantastic connection, and it kind of concretizes what people have been working the whole morning. So it's absolutely amazing, really, really good.
So what kind of things do people look for in the workshop? Like what on a vision board? Is it, I just visualize like maybe a holiday, or sitting in a sunny area with my pina colada.
Yeah, absolutely. It can be material things, or emotional things, or physical things. It could be, it could be a holiday. It could be if you need a car, if you need a new house, if you need a baby. I have actually a concrete example of a girl who did that. She couldn't have a baby with her husband, and she tried and tried and tried. And as soon as she did the workshop, something happened that actually helped her being pregnant. And she rang me and thanked me. She said, I know having the vision boards in front of my eyes just helped tremendously. Yeah. And another girl got a camper van. Another one, working holiday in Africa, and she didn't have the means to do it, and yet she did the vision board, and somehow synchronicities happened, and she got on a holiday. She did what she set out to do. Some others is losing weight. Some others is being more healthy. Others to have a house. And they all got it. They all got it.
So is it just like, literally, I'm going to break it down. Is this like a board, obviously?
Yes.
And then how do you, you've got magazines, and I've done a vision board before, so you just cut out what you want and put it up, or is there an intention as you put it up?
Yes, there is. And funny enough, you put your intention, okay? Let's say you want a car, and you go through the magazines, and then you see a word or an image that really jumps at you. And from your intuition, you know that you need that phrase that may have nothing to do with the car. And then you might end up with a vision board that has nothing to do with the car, but with, for example, eating healthier or being happier. And it's exactly what you need, but not necessarily what you wanted. And then when I asked, okay, what about the car? And they said, actually, it doesn't matter anymore, because that's what I need. It was not what I wanted. It was what they needed. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah, so you have a board, about that size, colorful. So either green or red or yellow or blue or whatever. You choose the color, and then we cut out the magazine, because your brain, your subconscious, registers images 60,000 times more than a written word. So when you have an image of, for example, of a car, right? If you really, really want a car, let's say we'll take an example because it's easy, and you put your car in the middle, and then you have to put emotions as well in the board. So how it makes you feel to have a car, excited, elated, proud, whatever, happy, or so you put all that around the car, and your brain will register that image of the car, and you'll manifest it. What you focus on grows.
I am so sorry. It's my daughter's birthday today, and her best friend is just ringing her because I have my phone here beside me. I'm going to pause us for a second, and I'm going to come back. I apologise immensely, because it's really interesting what you're saying, and she's going to keep ringing until she answers the phone. Sorry. Pascal, give again. It's her best friend in the whole world, Rebecca, and Amber is 10 today, and this morning she came into my room at 7 going, I am 10. She was so happy about it. And I brought my phone up. I don't know why I brought my phone up, normally I don't, and then it was just ringing on WhatsApp. So she's like, wants her to come over for some cake later on, so that's why. So I apologize immensely. So going back to the vision board, so often what you were saying is that if you think that you need a car as our example, but actually it turns out that it's more that you need to maybe sleep longer or take rest time. It's very good actually, because sometimes we kind of ignore those things that we need ourselves, don't we? We kind of keep pushing ourselves to do more and more, and not allowing that time to make healthy food or sit down and rest.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah,
and that vision, and I like the idea, because I'm a really visual person. I like to see things. Rather than something written down. I'd look at a picture quicker than, as you said, than I would read something.
Yes, it's a shame you're living so far away from Cork, because we could have come the 3rd of April.
I could have done. That would have been amazing. I'd have loved that. Oh, you never know. Maybe I'll still come down.
Yes.
So EFT is something that I have learned about as well. It's an amazing technique, but I'm going to let you explain how it all works as well. It's emotional freedom technique, isn't it? That's what it's called.
Yes. So you tap on the meridians of the acupuncture along with your therapist, your practitioner, and you repeat the phrase that your practitioner says. So the good thing about EFT is that if you have a problem, an issue that is so painful for you, you don't have to tell your practitioner. We can work blind. So we can say, so we tap there, we say, even though I have this problem, and the person will know what the problem is, I don't need to know what the problem. I often get that with abuse. People who've been abused, it's so painful, they cannot say it, and I don't need to know. I don't need to know. They know themselves. So it's okay. So then we can tap on the emotion, the anger, the fear, the humiliation, the sadness, all that, and that helps tremendously. Yeah, I've tapped on people. There was a person, believe it or not, he was afraid of tomatoes.
Really? Tomatoes? Wow.
Tomato. He didn't know where it came from, because we tried to look, in his childhood or whatever, nothing came up. He said, I don't understand why I'm afraid of tomatoes. So I had some in the fridge and I said, will I bring some? And he was really panicked. He was, no, please don't. So we tapped and tapped and tapped on the fear, and then I always try to inject some humor and to, defreeze the situation, to relax a bit the person. And after we tapped, after about a good 45 minutes, I said, look, will I try to bring a tomato? And he said, yeah, do.
So, and it worked for him?
Yeah, I did. And I said, will I cut it? And he said, no, I'm scared of the pips inside. And it was handicapping. Is it, how do you say, debilitating for his life, because if he goes to the restaurant or if he buys a sandwich or whatever, there always would be some tomatoes in it. And so we managed to tap and tap and tap on the fear. And his wife was here in my front room, and I was in my healing room there in my beauty salon. And after tapping, he agreed to taste it. And that was the first story. He was flabbergasted. And I said, how does it taste? And he said, it's actually tasteless. And I asked him, how is the fear? He said, it's down to 0. So I called his wife. She came and she was, oh my God. Couldn't believe it. She said, that's unbelievable, that's unreal. So they were delighted, because it made his life much easier after that. He still didn't like it, but I said, you don't have to like it, and as long as you're not afraid of it anymore.
That's just amazing, because so many people have fears, fear of flying, fear of driving, fear of the dark, fear of leaving the house.
Yeah.
And you could work on these things so much.
Really well, yeah. On phobias. I had a client one time, she was afraid of spiders, and she lived in the country, the poor woman, so she had spiders coming over. So we tapped on the fear and on all the what was around spiders, and then I said, okay, I will pretend I have a spider in my hand. Can I approach it from you? So at first it was no. So we tapped again, and then I said, can I? It was a pretend spider. I didn't have anything in my hand. I said, may I approach you? And yeah, okay. And then after much tapping, she was able to kind of mock touch it, and okay, that's fine. I've got enough. So she was happy enough. She came home, and 2 days later, she said, Pascal, oh my God, there was a spider and EFT didn't work. And I said, hang on. What did that spider do? And she said, she ran across the floor. And I said, come back to me. It's my own fault. I actually forgot. I didn't think of it. I forgot to tap on all the aspects of the spider. Running spider, dangling spider, climbing up the wall spider, a red spider, a blue spider, a green spider, a black spider. It was my own fault. I forgot to tap on the other aspects.
Yeah.
Back, we tapped on all the possibilities of, dangling spider and on a swing and, eating a sandwich, to make it fun. And she was fine then.
It's true, actually, isn't it? You don't think of those things. That you think of this, that you were not scared of the spider in your hand, but you didn't think about the ones running across the floor and things like that. Yeah,
it was so funny. But EFT just absolutely brilliant. I was just gonna say I could write a book about it, but I actually did. I just published a book in June about intuition, and there's a big chapter there on EFT.
Okay, because something that I've used at EFT, that even though whatever your fear is, that for me it was not being good enough. That was my biggest fear for a long time. That I do have the knowledge would have been my positive. Like even though I'm not good, I think I'm not good enough. I am that. Backing it up with the positive. That's how you do it, isn't it? That's how I was doing it anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because even though I'm not good enough, I choose to believe that I am.
Yeah.
And then I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway.
Yeah. Finish it off that way. Yeah, it's very powerful. It is. Completely and accept myself that way. Yeah, it is good, isn't it? It does really work.
The results are absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's like it's so satisfying as a practitioner to see a person arriving crumpled in pain and then coming out the held high, and it's like, yeah, I can't take on the world. That kind of thing. It's like the confidence and the joy, the pure joy of not being afraid or sad or grieving or angry or
yeah, that's good. Actually, it's really good. And I suppose it doesn't, you probably have to do it a few times to get it to, to really resonate. If you've had that fear for a long time, or does it work very quickly?
Yeah, a way to do it really quickly to get to the core is to do the matrix re-imprinting, which is EFT, but you tap on your younger self. So it's a process in which I guide the person. So it might sound complicated when I talk it out like that, out cold, but as you tap, I explain. You have your eyes closed, and I explain the process that you would tap on your inner child, on the child that was hurt. So you would do the session on the child. I would do the session on you, and you would repeat everything I say in your mind, in your head, to the child.
Okay.
Yeah. And
so it's as if you're talking to yourself when you were, say, 10 years old.
Exactly. And you've been told you were not good enough, that you were terrible in school and a terrible child. And so you've lived your life, all your life, with the belief of a 10-year-old.
That's very interesting, because it's all about forgiving your younger self for doing what she could at that point. When you're 10 years old, you don't know what you know now.
Yeah.
So it's an important thing to do.
it's not only forgiving the child you were, it's understanding why it happens, understanding that the adult said things without thinking of the consequence of the perception of a child. Because you'd say that to an adult, it's not that he could take it in his stride, but he could tell you to go to hell, right? Or he could tell you, yeah. But a child trusts an adult. A child will absorb and trust and believe what an adult says. That's why it's so damaging for a child if he's told you're crap, you're not good enough, you're terrible, you're a stupid idiot, whatever. Because the perception of a child is so intense, and he'll believe it. And then if he doesn't work on it, which you generally don't, he will carry that his whole life. I had a girl who came to me, a very capable girl in her job, and she had a terror of public speaking. She couldn't explain it. She was very confident, very high up on her job, as I said, very capable. And every time she had to do a presentation, she was terrified, petrified. So she came, and I did the matrix re-imprinting straight away. And I said, when was the first time you felt terrified in front of a crowd, or you had to talk? Go as far back as you can. And she wouldn't remember if we talk like that, but if we tap, the memories come up, even though they're buried because it's so painful to remember, but it came up. And she said, it was my 9th or 10th birthday, something like that. And we were all my family. It was a joyous occasion, and I had a big cake, and I had presents and stuff like that. And just when they asked me to blow the candle, so everybody was looking at me in anticipation, and I had to make a wish in my head, and I was so excited and so happy. And just as I was like that, my cat jumped on me. And I was so shocked because I was so focused on the cake. I kind of jumped and fell backwards on my chair. Everybody laughed. Everyone laughed. And I felt that small, so humiliated. And I said, I see. Okay. So we tapped on the humiliation, which afterwards transformed into anger, then transformed into sadness, and then it went down to a 0. So I said, as I tap, I said, you realize that you lived with that fear all your life, the fear and the perception of a 10-year-old that it's not safe to talk in public. And she went, oh my God, that's amazing. And from then on, presentation were a piece of cake. She said, Pascal, that was amazing. I was looking forward to it. I was excited, and it went so well, and everybody complimented me, and I had no fear. I had no fear at all. I had no fear. And I was, yes.
I know, that's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. Just from finding out that tiny bit of information where you would, I would have probably laughed myself that the cat jumped on, like Amber today is 10, that something jumped on her, and she fell back, and it would be funny. But for that child,
because they thought they were laughing at her, but they were actually laughing with her. They thought she would be laughing, and they laughed and laughed, and she was, maybe it
just affected her
personality. And another child might have laughed, but
I know
she didn't, because it was her personality. So she was so humiliated, and so that blocked her from being in public and enjoying herself in public.
It's very interesting that, because I do Chinese medicine. So the concept of Chinese medicine is 3 months before you get pregnant is to make yourself as healthy as possible, so that you've got really healthy egg, really healthy sperm, and then you go on to get pregnant. But that the mother is very calm
during her pregnancy, that there's no stress there, because stress then adapts the body and the baby growing to learn how to, you know, be very reactive to stress. So it would be very interesting to know how that she had such a reaction. Was it because of her mother's pregnancy? You know, was there a stress involved during that pregnancy to make her very reactive to a situation, whereas maybe another child whose mom has had a very tranquil pregnancy and not stressful would have maybe had a different reaction? It's very interesting. That
I would believe that. I would believe that 100%. Definitely. Oh, yes. Yes. It makes sense.
Yeah. On the reaction stage. But it's so good that there, you know, if that is the case, that there's techniques out there to help you with this, that work.
Yeah. And you can do it at home as well. You see, I always say, if something come up, tap, just tap.
Yeah. My sister does a lot of tapping, and and I know when she's tapping because her mood is lighter, she's buzzing with energy and positiveness, and she would be like, I've had a great win today. She'd bring me up and goes, I've had a win. And it could be could be something really small or something really big. It doesn't, but when she's tapping, it makes such a difference to her.
Somebody was asking me at the weekend, what can you tap on? Everything. Genuinely, you can tap on everything. Years and years ago, I was meant to go to the gym one morning, and I was lazy. I don't want to go to the gym, and I knew I had to. I tapped, even though I don't want to go to the gym. I choose to go, even though I really don't want to. But you know what? I'm going to make an effort. But I really don't want to. I will. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So I said that 3 times. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to go to the gym. I have no interest. I'm too lazy. I'm too tired. I don't want to go to the gym. But anyway, I'm open to the possibility that maybe I would actually enjoy going to the gym. Maybe I can say, yeah, I'd love to go to the gym. I will. I'm going to go to the gym. Maybe I will enjoy it, etc., etc. And at the end, I promise you, I wanted to go to the gym. And I went.
I have to remember that, because on a Monday evening, I go to Louise's Pilates class here in Loughrea. And it's, oh my God, when I'm there, I absolutely love it. But I'm going to be honest, it's on at 8 o'clock, and I could be sitting on the couch about 7:30, and I'm like,
I know the feeling.
To get the effort to go. And I know the next step, that I'll feel great, and it's such a beautiful class, and you feel really good coming out and energized, and I sleep really well that night. But it's just that. So I must try the tapping and get myself in a more positive frame of mind. Because I was talking to another lady who does the class, and she's the same. She's like, oh, I have to drag myself off the couch to go.
Yes.
And it's nothing to do with Louise, nothing to do with the class. The class is amazing.
No, of course not.
Just the effort. It's a bit like going to the gym. It's the effort. And it's interesting because a lot of people find the effort of doing exercise or eating healthy or losing weight, all of those things, like reaching for, because you're hungry and you just reach for the wrong food. And it's about forgiving yourself and reaching for the right things.
Yes.
Oh, it's amazing. That is cool. Very cool. And I have got your happiness diary, and I love it. I totally love it. And I've given it to a few of my friends, and they love it too. And my kids actually bought me for Christmas the happiness cards.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm delighted.
Which I really like. And I know you've written a kid's book as well. So
yes,
tell us a bit about Benji. Tell us about Benji.
Yes, Benji is a little penguin who tells the children all about the environment, recycling, sustainability, the animals, the plants, the flowers, science, and it's about mindfulness as well. So Benji tells them a fact every day about any one of those topics. Then the child has the room to write what they want. And then Benji asks them a question at the end of the page. So there's a page a day for the whole year. So it's a big, big book. And there's a system of stickers as well, who reward the child who's going to do a little call to action from Benji that has something to do with the environment. So, for example, the child can earn a sticker if they make sure they switch off the light when they leave a room, if they switch off the tap while they brush their teeth, if they recycle in the right bin, or stuff like that. And it's about a lot about mindfulness as well, mental health for the child. So Benji could ask them a question like, a fun question. Would you prefer to see the world in fast motion or slow motion, and why?
That's a good question for children.
Yeah, or if you could meet a tiger, what question would you ask him, and what do you think they would respond? Or Benji could ask, if your mood was a color today, what color would it be and why? So that really would help the parents to say, okay, he's feeling a bit sad today. Okay, let's investigate. Let's talk about it in the, subtly, yeah. And yeah, so it's the feedback has been absolutely wonderful. I'd love the schools to adopt Benji. I know it's not amazing. In the curriculum. I'd love all children to have Benji, because it's fun.
What age group are you aiming at? What age group children?
Primary school.
Okay, so 12 and under?
7, yeah. 6, 7 to 11, 12, yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, I must say it to the school that Amber's in, because it's really good. They're very much, they look about the environment. They have all these little groups in school about the environment and things like that. Yeah, it'd be really good.
And I'm working at the moment to have to do workbooks for teachers. So that's in the making. So
another project for you.
Yeah.
You're a busy lady, Pascal, because I know you do the jewellery as well, the beautiful silver jewellery.
Yes, I do.
And your beautician. So you've a lot. You're busy.
And I have a new deck of cards coming out in June. It's called the Feel Good Cards. And they've never been done before. One side of the card is going to be one of my photographs, like for the happiness card, with a fun quote. The fun quotes that are on the happiness diary.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's going to be my photograph, one of the fun jokes, and the other side of the card will be the spiritual side of the fun quote. So it'll be good. Yeah, for just one I have in mind. It's I took a beautiful photograph of a dog on the beach, a white dog with a kind of it's like a root of a tree, a branch, and the joke is, I called my dog 5 miles, because like that I can tell people I walk 5 miles every day. And the other side of the card is a text, a spiritual, text about working out is really good for your health, and so like the fun is turned serious, but not serious, but in a
so there's the fun reason for exercise and the spiritual reason for exercise. Yeah.
Thank you. Exactly that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So if anyone wants to get hold of you to do some EFT, or if they want to do a workshop, how can they get hold of you, Pascal?
They can go onto my website, www.pascallutz.com. So it's PASCALELUTZ.com. So there's my contacts there. There's an email. There's my mobile phone. I'd be delighted to chat to anyone.
Great. And I'll share those links as well at the end of this so anyone can contact you. And thank you for being such an amazing guest. And also, if anyone would like to contact me to do with any women's issues, the same thing, just there's a link below, just give the link a click and that will bring you through to an appointment with me. And I always forget to say this, please subscribe to the channel, or if you want to get this notification that it's coming up, it comes up once a week, you can just send me a PM and with your email address and I can add you to the list. That would be brilliant too. Pascal, thank you so much, and for your, you've been really inspirational. Thank you.